The starship Aurora Dawn drifted silently through the outer rim of the Xyrillian cluster. Captain Marcus Kane had been dispatched on a routine diplomatic mission, deliver medical supplies and peacekeeping technologies to the planet Valia Prime, home to one of the most advanced alien civilizations in the galaxy. Routine, however, had a way of turning chaotic whenever humans tried to navigate alien customs. Marcus adjusted his uniform as he stepped onto the docking platform. The port was bustling with creatures of all shapes and sizes, their movements fluid and graceful, unlike the rigid, mechanical gait of humans. While most Valians were taller than the average human and covered in iridescent skin patterns, the beings in the crowd ranged in all sizes. But one small figure caught his eye almost immediately. She was tiny, no taller than a human toddler, with violet eyes that glowed faintly in the dim artificial light. Her skin shimmered like polished gemstone, shifting subtly with each movement. Her hair, delicate and almost translucent, framed a sharp, intelligent face. But what truly startled Marcus was the way she studied him, unblinking and unwavering, like she could see straight into his mind. "You're human," she said abruptly. Her voice was soft but carried a weight of authority that made him freeze. Yes," Marcus replied cautiously. "And you are?" "I am Kira," she said simply. "And my mother is watching." Marcus frowned. "Your mother?" Kira's violet eyes glinted knowingly. "She always watches. And she is worried about you, human." Before Marcus could respond, a shadow fell over them. A taller figure, elegant and commanding, stepped from the crowd, a woman whose presence radiated authority. Her skin was a deep sapphire, eyes a piercing gold, and her aura of power was almost tangible. Kira's mother, as Marcus now realized, was not just anyone. She was Queen Valera of Valia, a ruler whose reputation for intelligence and ruthlessness was known across the cluster. Marcus was quickly escorted to a ceremonial hall within the palace. The walls shimmered with living energy, displaying holographic records of Valia's history and the achievements of its rulers. Queen Valera seated herself on a throne that seemed to float above the floor, her eyes never leaving Marcus. Kira sat beside her, small and watchful, a constant reminder that Marcus was under scrutiny. "You are human," Valera said, her voice calm but commanding. "My daughter claims I should be concerned about you. Explain yourself." Marcus straightened. "Your Majesty, I come in peace. My mission is to deliver supplies, establish dialogue, and ensure safety in this sector. I mean no harm to your people." Valera's eyes narrowed. "Diplomatic words are easy. Actions reveal truth. My daughter senses something unusual about you. Why should I trust a human?" Marcus hesitated. He had prepared for negotiations, not being judged by an alien monarch and her precognitive child. "Because I will prove it," he said finally. "I will act in the best interest of your people, no matter the cost." Kira's small voice piped up. "Then you must pass her tests." What followed were days of scrutiny unlike anything Marcus had ever experienced. Kira watched him constantly, testing his patience, intelligence, and empathy through small challenges and seemingly innocuous questions. Every meal, every interaction, every action was observed by both daughter and mother. One morning, Kira led him to the palace gardens. The garden floated on platforms above a glowing lake, plants bioluminescent and pulsating gently with life energy. "Your first test," Kira said, pointing to a delicate alien flower, "requires precision, patience, and understanding. If you harm it, you fail." Marcus knelt, carefully examining the plant. Its petals were sensitive to touch, curling at the slightest misstep. He adjusted his gloves, studied the plant's growth patterns, and finally touched it, making the flower respond positively. Kira clapped her tiny hands. "You understand," she said. But understanding is only part of what she watches. The true challenge came when news arrived of a predator, an enormous, insectoid creature that had escaped from the outer containment zones and threatened the lower levels of the city. Marcus and Kira were sent to contain it, with Valera monitoring them via energy links. The creature was massive, its exoskeleton glinting like obsidian under the city lights. It lashed out with spiked limbs, its mandibles snapping with lethal precision. Marcus fired his blaster, dodging each strike, while Kira floated above him, her small form emitting pulses of energy that disoriented the creature. "You're impressive," she called. "But you must anticipate its movement." Marcus ducked as the creature lunged. "I know. I just need to survive long enough to act." Kira's tiny hands glowed, sending a focused energy wave that struck the creature's sensors. Marcus seized the moment, latching a containment net onto its limbs. The beast struggled, but with Kira's assistance and his quick thinking, they subdued it without harm. Back at the palace, Valera observed silently. "You acted with courage and intelligence," she said finally. "But more importantly, you respected life. Humans rarely show such restraint." Kira smiled, bouncing slightly. "I told you, Mother. He is worthy." Over the next week, Marcus continued to navigate the palace's tests, ranging from diplomatic strategy exercises to survival simulations in the planet's harsh terrain. Each time, Kira observed, occasionally offering advice or challenges that seemed childlike but required insight beyond human comprehension. Slowly, Marcus grew to respect her. Not just her intelligence, but her fierce loyalty to her mother, her people, and her principles. Kira, in turn, began to trust him not merely as a human visitor, but as an ally capable of matching her wits and courage. The climax came when a rival faction within Valia attempted a coup, targeting Valera herself. The palace alarms blared as Marcus and Kira navigated security corridors, working in tandem to thwart the intruders. Marcus relied on human ingenuity and improvisation, while Kira used her unique energy abilities to disable enemies and protect civilians. At one point, Marcus found himself cornered by a group of heavily armed rebels. Kira, small but lethal, struck from above, creating openings for Marcus to escape and neutralize the threat. When the last intruder was subdued, they emerged into the throne room together. Valera's gaze softened. "You have proven your worth not through strength alone, but through courage, intelligence, and respect. You have earned our trust, Marcus Kane." Kira hopped onto Marcus's shoulder, her tiny hands resting against his neck. "See, human. I told you. My mother is no longer worried." Weeks later, Marcus prepared to depart. The human's mission had succeeded, and peace negotiations were underway. Valera approached him privately. "Do you understand, human?" she said, her piercing eyes unwavering. "That trust is rare in our world. You have earned it, but it is also a responsibility." "I understand, Your Majesty," Marcus replied solemnly. "I will honor it." Kira waved from the balcony, her small form radiating pride. "Farewell, human. Remember, we are always watching." Marcus smiled. "And I will always remember." As the Aurora Dawn lifted from the docking platform, the twin moons of Valia Prime reflected in its polished hull. Marcus realized that he had entered the planet expecting diplomacy, yet he had left with a bond that transcended species, a tiny alien girl's trust, and the respect of a queen who had watched him at every step. The galaxy was vast and full of dangers, but he now knew that courage, respect, and intelligence could build bridges where mere words could not. And sometimes, it took a tiny voice to guide a human toward the right path.